All right, to this Fox News alert, Vice President J.D. Vance has arrived on Capitol Hill as the Senate continues its vote-a-rama on Trump's big, beautiful bill, which has now passed 20 hours.
A lot of amendments out there. Senior national correspondent Aishah Hasnie joins us live from Capitol Hill. Aishah.
Hey there, good morning to you. So this has now become probably the longest vote-a-rama in recent history. We're entering about 21 hours now of nonstop voting on amendments, and things are not looking good at this hour. Senate Majority Leader John Thune does not currently have the votes to pass President Trump's big, beautiful bill, although the White House has now sent in some reinforcements. They sent in Vice President J.D. Vance, who just arrived here on Capitol Hill about 30 minutes ago or so, 15 minutes ago. And he's here not so much as the tie-breaking vote, you guys. Probably more likely he's here to try to negotiate, use his relationships with these senators to try to bring them across the finish line. I am told right now they are working and focused on Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski. Now, she did vote yes to open the debate yesterday for this bill, but currently she is not in the yes column. And that's because overnight, an amendment to give Alaska a break on those Medicaid cuts, that failed to pass. So this was something the parliamentarian decided did not meet the reconciliation rules to pass at a 51 vote threshold. So they are talking with Lisa Murkowski now to figure out perhaps how to reword the language here, maybe try it again with the parliamentarian, or maybe get her to forego this and go ahead and vote for this bill. The other person we're watching is Susan Collins, also not in the yes column yet. She's continuously said that she's had concerns about the Medicaid reforms in this package. And then you have two hard no's, of course, Rand Paul and Thom Tillis. Those are not changing. However, we have heard in the overnight hours that there were some efforts to try to flip Rand Paul by reducing the debt ceiling increase. That was something that he was pretty unhappy about, the debt ceiling being attached to this big, beautiful bill. At the same time, Republicans and Democrats continue taking up votes on amendments. This bill, in its current state, is already ticking off a lot of people in the House. So it's not just a problem in the Senate right now. It's going to be a problem in the House if it gets through today, because the House Freedom Caucus says that the Senate's version is adding $651 billion to the deficit. Remember, though, the deficit, it only looks bigger without the bill because of the massive tax hike that's baked into current law. That's going to expire at the end of the year. There is also that provision to remove illegal immigrants from Medicaid. That failed twice last night, you guys. So that is not in this anymore, and that's going to take off a lot of House Republicans as well. They're still waiting on to take a vote on Senator Rick Scott's FMAP bill. That would basically force states to pick up more of the cost of Medicaid, share that cost with the federal government. Some color from the Senate floor. It's not good. People are exhausted. Try staying awake for 24 hours. Senator Tuberville was apparently walking around telling reporters that he was brain dead. Senator Grassley, Chuck Grassley, was at one point, I was told, sitting on the floor, the same place where you see Senate pages sitting. It's cold in there, and the reason it's cold is to try to keep people awake. People are uncomfortable. So let's see what this morning brings, and let's see if Vice President J.D. Vance can turn things around here for President Trump.
Hey, Aishah, I'm wondering, is one of the promises possibly something they can do next, where you could say, hey, look, we can't do this now, but you have my word, we're going to go back because we have another opportunity to do reconciliation a little bit later. And isn't there different things, for example, to get states to fund Medicaid? Aren't there different things to get to Alaska where we might be able to, she might have the freedom to supplement Medicaid because it's such a rural area and the reach is so hard from the medical perspective?
Well, there was that offer they made to not just Lisa Murkowski, but to really senators of a lot of rural states that were worried about this, including Josh Hawley of Missouri, was that $25 billion fund for hospitals, rural hospitals, that would help them kind of get through these cuts that were incoming. But the thing is, if you tell people that we'll do it later, people are looking at the way this is going now and the way that the parliamentarian is ruling on these things now, and they're thinking to themselves, we're never going to get to this later. I mean, you know, you and I, everybody knows how Congress works and how hard it is to even get one reconciliation package through. You can do it 2 or 3 times, but it's very difficult. It's an uphill battle for both leaders in the House and Senate. So I think people are thinking the way that President Trump is thinking, let's get it all in at once and do it now. But at some point, I think the president and the vice president are going to have to say, look, this is the time for negotiation has come to an end. We have gotten as much as we can done. This is it. There's a line here now, and you've got to vote with us.
Right. Thank you so much, Aishah.
I think a lot of people are agreeing with John Fetterman, what he said. He goes, I just want to go to the beach with my family. I've already missed part of the vacation. I'm going to vote no. And I think it's the process. It's like something has to change in the process. We know this side is going to vote yes, this side is going to vote no. Let's stop doing these last-minute posturing things.
Well, Senator Fetterman might give, I always thought he might be for this bill. So if he really wants to go to the beach, vote for the bill.
Yes.
They'll do it right now. Go right to the beach. They'll provide a shuttle bus for you.
That's true. Yeah. Well, I understand. Gosh, it is. I don't know how these senators do it. Who would ever want to be a lawmaker when you have to be there 24/7 constantly and you can't ever get along and can't get anything done? But like Murkowski, she's worried about pleasing her constituents and she represents them. So she doesn't want, she wants them to have the.
I'm sorry, I just don't get Murkowski. I mean, Susan Collins is one thing. She's in Maine. That's a difficult place to represent. Got a lot of bipartisanship there. But Donald Trump dominated Alaska. Those are his people that are there.
That's true.
The reason why she's so difficult every single time, I do not understand.
One of the reasons is she keeps winning the primaries with ranked choice voting.
Well, because they have the ranked choice voting.
So, and Trump always goes for her opponent.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Tom Tillis doesn't care because he's not running again.
Exactly. All right.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.